Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my refurbished kitchen, I guess. I've kind of had a fun time reorganizing my living room to make some space in my kitchen just so that I can do this kind of stuff with all of you. So, little Sunday morning flow. It's kind of early for me actually, but I really wanted to have a lot of time to myself today, ironically. So I decided to do this a little earlier than I normally would. Plus, I know I have a few friends who like to get their day over early, so I figured it'd be nice to accommodate some of them for a change instead of just, revolving my whole schedule around what works for me. So yeah, we are going to do some yoga this morning. A little unconventional maybe for a lot of us. A lot of times we sort of do these morning flows where we sort of burn some fire, we move, it's vigorous, a lot of that. This morning I've decided to do a little more of a practice that I would do at home, which is actually more of like a little bit of flow, but also a good amount of deep stretch. Morning. Just to kind of get into all the places that are kind of needing some love and attention, but also to kind of set the pace for the day. I think for a lot of us now, we have time and space. And so we are learning this beautiful lesson of pause and of not hurrying. And, our yoga practice is a great way to set up how we move through the day. So we will begin with this. So thank you for joining. I hope you get something you need this morning. Let's start laying down, back of the body. If you don't have a mat, carpet is good. Any floor that you're comfortable on is going to work. And when you come to the back body, let's just try bottom of the feet together, knees dropped out to the side. Hands can land on the inner thighs, the abdomen. Some of you maybe a hand on the stomach and a hand on the heart. And just find somewhere to kind of begin. Right? There are so many reasons we practice yoga. Sometimes the physical practice eclipses why we're here, which is to actually just remember we are more than our bodies. And all these poses and all this work and movement and breath is really simply to find our way back to that singular truth. And we can do all the movement and work we want, but sometimes getting really still opens the door even quicker. So just begin and see if you can glimpse a little bit of yourself beyond the body here, right? Whether it's energetic or whether it's even deeper and more profound than that. We'll just take a minute to breathe, to arrive, right? To let go of expectation. Right? Let's find a beginning here together this morning. Soften the muscles in the face, in the jaw. Notice if the shoulders are rising towards the ears. See if you can slide the shoulder blades down the back towards the tailbone a little bit here. Right, notice how the body chooses to breathe. Right? Doesn't need to be full and deep necessarily for the body to get what it needs. Right, and that simple wisdom hopefully will follow you through your practice this morning. Right, trust the body and the breath. Let's just take a few more here, slow and careful. And then over the next couple breaths, just bottom of the feet will come together, knees will come back together. Take a few breaths here to adjust, right? Sometimes that's moving, sometimes that's just simple pause again. And then the right ankle can come to the left knee. Right? Sometimes as simple as just pressing the knee or thigh away from you is enough, or maybe, that desire to find a little more depth here, lifting the legs towards you, hands can clasp over the shin or even behind the thigh. All right, make sure the head, neck, and shoulders are relaxed. Thread the needle is a nice pose to stay in. Sometimes with this one too, I'll just actually use my arms to clasp the leg. You know, not always available this early in the day, but some days it is. I kind of just try to notice what I'm craving. It's not always what I think or expect. And I'm just sort of drawing this right foot towards my left armpit. It's almost like a pigeon pose, just laying on my back. Yeah, take another breath. And then that right knee can hug into the heart. The left foot can stay on the earth or extend long. And then right arm is going to come out to the side and just sort of drawing that right knee across the body here. Right. Sometimes I shift my hips a little to the right to make space. You know, I've had a significant injury to the low back, so I tend to make a lot of adjustments and accommodations for it. So, you know, be willing to do the same if something's showing up. Depending on the day, one of my favorite stretches when I'm here is just to start to straighten that right leg. Press the heel away, get a deeper stretch through my outer right hip and low back. Another breath. And then back through center. And just reset the hips if you moved them. You know, take a breath in and out. And then left ankle can land on the right knee. You know, staying here or lifting the legs towards you. And nice steady breaths here. So breath hopefully acknowledging where there's tension, where there's tightness. Right? Maybe also helping you to soften and surrender. Right? Staying as you are, or if you want that sort of different stretch on this side, almost that pigeon or laying on the back body, you can. So now my right heel is sort of drawing towards, or left heel, sorry, is drawing towards my right armpit. Right, I'm working to keep my right foot anchored, so the big toe side is pressing down. Right, so I don't want to collapse that leg at all here. Yeah, another breath. And then releasing to hug that knee into the chest. I'll extend my right leg long and working to press the back of that leg into the earth. And then moving into the twist here after a moment or two. So that left knee draws across the body. You know, probably shifting my hips over to the left a little. And shifting my gaze towards that left hand as I draw the left knee across the body towards the right. And then extending that left leg straight, you know, pressing into the heel, trying to keep the right leg active. And 2 more big breaths in and out. And then back through center. All right, one more chance to just adjust. And then making my way up to tabletop pose. Right, doesn't really matter how you get there. So a few cat-cows just to kind of wake up through the spine. So inhaling to sink the stomach, lift the heart, shoulders draw into the heart space here. And then exhale to round the back towards the sky. And inhale, cow pose. Right, and you'll notice I kind of tend to move in these ones, just playing with all those tiny muscles around the ribs and the abdomen. Right, those of you who have been working hard at home, you know, doing lots of workouts, lifting and other stuff, sometimes feels nice to kind of play with those muscles a little bit here. Good. One last cow pose. Nice big breath in. And then down dog. Hips will go high. So working to focus on the spine with this one. So often heels lifted to start, maybe knees bent. But really working to extend from crown of the head to the tailbone. Right, my inner biceps are rotating away from my ears, right, towards my fingers. And I'm stretching long through sides of the body as well here. Another big breath in and out. And then a nice slow walk to the top of the mat. Right, try to press through the hands, keep them anchored as long as you can, depending on the hamstrings. Nice big breath here, halfway lift. Little tuck of the chin to the chest, the back of the neck stays long. Exhale, fold. Yeah, soften the knees, nice slow rise up to standing. Right, take a few breaths. So adjusting through the feet, the legs. Right, long spine here, but like kind of relaxed. So don't worry so much about it being lots of work to start with. Right, just find this sense of reaching through the crown of the head. Right, you can release the arms down to the sides. Right, and let the hands just relax. So for me, they kind of turn in. I use the breath to experience the whole length of the body here. Right, so even though obviously we breathe into the torso, a sense of the breath rising from the earth and helping you to anchor. Let's do 2 more before we move. Good, and then on your inhale, the arms extend up and overhead, gaze can follow the thumbs. And as you exhale, soften the knees, fold forwards here, gentle with the shoulders and upper back. Halfway lift, nice big breath in, and plant the hands, step back for plank. Good, nice big breath here. So navel to spine, lengthening through the crown of the head, gaze just out in front of the fingertips. All right, just lower the right knee down, little tap. And then bring it back up. And lower the left knee down, little tap. So not too much fire, but just waking up those muscles along the center of the body. Stay lifted or drop both knee down, right? Elbows stay over wrist. Take a nice big breath in. And when you exhale, lower just halfway, right? Pause, find another breath, and then all the way to the earth. Heart lands just a moment before the hips, right? Top of the feet, release here. Little cobra pose. Inhale, heart lifts, keep the back of the neck long. And then release. Good, 2 more. Inhale, heart lifts. And lower. Last one, lift the heart, big breath in. And release. Tuck the toes. If you can, press the knees into the earth. Lift the front of the pelvis here. And then press up to that low plank. Take another breath. And then tabletop pose. Little movement here. Inhale, sink the stomach, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Cat pose on your exhale, navel to spine. Cow pose, big breath in. Down dog, slow exhale. Big breath in. And out. Good, cow pose again, drop the knees, lift the heart, shoulder blades come into the heart space. Cat pose to empty. Cow pose, big breath in. Down dog, slow press back to savor. Big fill. Full empty. Last time, cow pose. Cat pose, round. One more cat. Down dog. Fill up. Empty. One more here. Good, lift the heels. Bend the knees, look forward. Walk or step, top of the mat. Nice halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. All the way up, extended mountain. And fold forwards. Yeah, sun A again, halfway lift. Hands plant, step back to plank. Right, take a breath in. And it's a halfway or all the way lower. right? A back bend here, so up dog from that halfway lower, or cobra, that first one we did. And then down dog, press up and back. Big breaths in and out. 2 more. Last one. Heels lift. Knees bend, look forwards. Hop, step or walk, top of your mat. Find your halfway lift. Then fold. All the way up, extended mountain. Nice big reach. Find your sweep. One more Sunday. Fold forwards here. Halfway lift. Hands plant. High plank. And then lower. Maybe hold plank if you don't feel like taking the flows this morning. Couple breaths here. Last one, in and out. Heels lift, knees bend, look forward, and then walk, step or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, nice big breath in. Fold forwards here. All the way up, extended mountain. All the way down. Halfway lift. Hands plant, right foot back to lunge. Right? Hands can stay on the ground. You can drop the knee for a low lunge, or if you're feeling it, come all the way up. Nice high lunge here. Right? You want a sense of plugging the thighs in. The feet are rooted, so it's strong. Try to pull the body up and out of the space of the hips here. Yeah, 2 more big breaths in and out. Last one in. And then fold. Hands land. Good. Pause here. Right? Try to keep the hips as they are. Left hand to the left hip or even the low back. Lengthen the spine. And then start to twist open. So navel turns towards the inner left thigh. Right? You can stay with the hand anchored, or if you're feeling it, extend that arm for the sky. Right? Try to draw that right shoulder away from the right ear. And that left outer thigh sliding back in space. Another breath. Good. Left hand lands inside that left foot. Right foot lands for warrior 2 stance. Take a moment. Right, head surrender towards the earth. Little bit of easiness here. Yeah. And then windmill the arms up. Right, take a couple breaths. Nice reach from fingertips to fingertips, but with a sense of relaxing the shoulders. Right, think of warrior 2 as an extension. So lengthen the spine if you can. Maybe using the breaths out to draw the crown towards the sky. 2 more breaths here. And then arms up. Right hand wraps the left wrist. Nice big breath in. Start to draw the body back to reverse, right? If the bind serves you, stay. Nice stretch through the shoulders, the left side, or maybe at any point that right arm comes down. Right, take a nice big breath in and out. And then come back to warrior 2. Plant the hands on either side of that left foot. Good. Step the left foot halfway back. Turn the left toes towards the left and come onto the pinky edge side of the right foot. So just the first side plank here with that right or left foot anchored as support. Right, extend the left arm up or even along the ear if you'd like. Right, with this one sometimes I bow the top side body, even tipping my heart a little towards the sky. Yeah, another breath. And then high plank. All right, you can stay, you can flow. Big breath in and out. Heels lift. Knees bend, look forwards. Walk, step or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift. And fold. All the way up, extended mountain. All the way down, knees can soften. Halfway lift. Hands plant, left foot back to lunge, right? Low or high, doesn't really matter. It's sort of just figuring out what you need, but there's a sense of being rooted, a sense of rising here. Fingers, inner elbows, reaching for the sky, right? Ribs get further apart as you spread out and lengthen the sides of the body. Another breath in and out. And then fold, plant the hands, right? Left hand stays grounded, right hand to right hip as you start to twist, right? Hand can find the low back, a sense of dropping the outer right hip, lifting the left hip higher, maybe extending right arm for the sky. Another breath. Good, and then the right hand lands inside that front foot. Left foot for warrior two, couple breaths just to sink into this one. And then when you're ready, windmill the arms up. And take a few breaths in warrior two, adjust, find that sense of pulling the fingers away from each other here. Right, shoulders coming back and over the hips, even as you sink that front knee further. Another breath. Right, arms up. Left hand wraps that right wrist. Right, if you want, reaching back here. Nice big stretch to the front side of the body. At any point, you can release. Last breath. Good, coming back to warrior two. Big breath in. Plant the hands. We'll twist or we'll step that right foot back one more time, so opening to the other side. So I like to come up on the ball of that right foot, right arm reaching. I'm on the pinky edge side of the left foot. You can extend that right arm along the ear. Yeah, now high plank. Take a flow or straight back to down dog. Just one breath in and out. Heels lift, inhale. Knees bend, look forwards. Walk, step, or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold forwards. All the way up, big reach. One more time through, fold here. Halfway lift. Hands plant, right foot back to lunge. Inhale up. Exhale, settle. Big reach, fill up. Fold, plant the hands. Left hand extends, find the twist. Try not to let it find the hips. Good, now plant that left hand, warrior two in the stance. Rise up and reverse. Left arm up, big stretch. Good, back through warrior two, inhale. Plant the hands, that left foot's coming back for that side plank. Right? You can stay here or press into the right hand, right foot lands. You're gonna step the left foot behind you for just a variation of wild thing. 2 big breaths here, wherever you are. And then a nice slow, come back to high plank. Right, take a flow. Or maybe straight back to down dog. Heels lift, knees bend, walk, step or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, fold, all the way up, extended mountain, all the way down. Last time through, just that second side, then we get to hang out. Hands plant, take the left foot back. Let's lunge, inhale up. Exhale, stay. Big breath, reach. Fold, plant the hands to twist. Nice big extension, collarbones lengthen. Take a breath. Right hand lands. Warrior two in the stance. Windmill up. Reverse. Big breath. Keep that front knee reaching forwards. Good. Back to warrior two. Inhale. Plant the hands. Right foot steps back halfway to open. Right? You stay in your side plank or you step the right foot behind you. It's about halfway up the mat for a little wild thing here. Heart opens, right arm reaches, hips rising. Good. Back to high plank. Another flow if you want it. Good. So this time, let's take the right leg straight up and back. Nice big breath in. And then bring your right knee towards your right elbow. Left elbow, sorry. And then you're going to kick the right foot off the mat. All right, so you're going to land on the outer right thigh, outer right hip. Left leg is straight back behind you. And then you're going to lay down. So it's a nice big twist. If you don't like the straight right leg, let that knee bend. So it's the shape we made laying on the back, right? Now we're on the front. Arms can extend out. You can look left, forwards, down, or deep twist in the neck would take your gaze to the right. All right, so now a chance to get a nice big twist through the center of the body in a way of release. So let the body soften, the pose can unravel, right? Don't fight to stay here. Right, you want the weight of the body now to create the progress. And let's say like 7 or 8 breaths here, right? A chance to really let go. Soften all the muscles around the center of the body. Muscles around the ribs relax into the abdomen. Right? Both knees can be bent here. So it's mostly about the twist and the stretch through the obliques. So if you need to unravel the shape, go for it. Right? Take care of the shoulders, the neck. And in the stillness that begins to unfold, right, can you let yourself be wrapped up in it? Are you still reaching for movement? Right? Have you started looking around for something to do or occupy yourself with? For these last few breaths, can you just be in this experience unfolding exactly as it is? And then slowly starting to find the hands. Right, we're going to come straight into pigeon pose on the second side. So I'm going to tuck my left toes, lift my hips, work through the core, and bring the right knee over now towards the right wrist. Right, left leg is going to come down. We did thread the needle on the earth to start with. That might make more sense for you here. Right, if you're really craving some lift, the back bend, the stretch through the front of the body, feel free to stay lifted and take a few breaths, but ask yourself if that's really what you need. Right? What else have you already done this morning? What else are you going to be doing today? And is there time for you to begin in a softer, simpler way? Right? Maybe drawing the body forwards, you can land on the forearms and the hands and the abdomen. Laying straight forward is a nice stretch. For some of us, moving a little bit to the left with the torso will actually open up space. And soften through the glutes, outer right hip, right shoulders, neck, muscles in the face. Right? Look for your patterns, your habits, and begin to unravel them here, breath by breath. Right? In that unraveling, you are getting closer to the truth of yourself, right? Buried under all these stories. Take a few more breaths. Ready, start to lift. Again, a chance to energize if you want. And a chance to head back to down dog, right? Any transition, any sense of stillness, right? Any movements that make sense for you here. Take a few breaths, right? Let the body speak. Right? Look also for the silence here. And then that left leg comes up this time. Nice big breath. Left knee towards the left right elbow. And then kick that leg off the mat, right? The left hip lands this time. Right? Releasing through the right leg. And then twisting towards the earth, right? You can let the right leg relax. Right? Arms can be out in any shape here. Right? Don't force the legs straight. Let gravity do most of this work now that you're here. And taking care of the neck, shoulders, but finding any way you can to relax, release, and relent into this shape. And notice if you're forcing the breath, can you trust the wisdom behind it without intervention? Just take a few more breaths. Hands can come back under shoulders. Tuck my right toes, lift the hip nice and strong, and sweep the left knee over towards the left wrist. So now coming into pigeon, right? Couple breaths lifted if you're feeling it. Just, recognize the difference between what you need and ambition, even here. Right? At any point, finding the fold, right? You can land on the forearms if you have a pillow or a blanket, or maybe coming all the way down to the earth here. Right, where can you soften, let go, and surrender a little more fully into this place? Shoulders let go, relax the glutes, that outer left hip. Right quad if you can. About half a minute here. Getting ready to move up and out of this pose. Same thing, right? When you rise up, take a few breaths. Right, and then find your way out of this shape, right? One last chance to go back to down dog. Right, little stillness, maybe a little movement. One last chance to flow if you'd like. Take a few breaths. And then hands will walk back to meet the feet. Right, a little softness in the knees. Grab opposite elbows or even interlace hands behind the head here and just let go. Nice stretch through the hamstrings. Nice surrender and lengthening through the spine. Right, knees can bend as deep as you need them to here. Another breath. And then slowly coming down to a seat. Baddha Konasana, bottom of the feet together, knees out wide. Nice big breath in. Right, and you can have the bottom of the feet pressed together, and this one you'll also see people open the bottom of the feet to the sky. Both are fine. Let's just fold forwards. And I'll let you decide. We'll take maybe 10 breaths here, so super active and ambitious if you'd like, or maybe just more of a surrender, all right? Maybe more of a relaxing. Sometimes I catch my forehead and my thumbs, right? Sometimes body is a little more open than that. Sometimes also I catch my chin and stretch my throat, which I really like. Not even here, are you reaching for what's next? Right? There's nothing there. It is only this. Couple more breaths. And then restack the spine. Let's extend the legs out in front. We'll move a little with this stretch, nice and active, and then we'll hang out. So with a forward fold, just make sure that you're starting with some lift and lengthen here, not sort of trying to reach forwards from falling back. So don't be afraid to lift the hips. Let's move a little bit. So take a big breath in, pull the body long, and then exhale, fold, chin to chest, pull the fingers as far as you can, and then inhale, come back up. Nice long spine. Yeah, let's do 2 more like that. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale up. You can continue like that or stay lifted. Empty here. Draw navel to spine, and when you're empty, then you fold. When you need to, you inhale. Fold or stay for the out. This time we'll land, and I'll let you decide, right? Really active, or maybe just surrendering over the legs. Let's say 6 breaths here. Lengthen your exhales. Every exhale gets a moment longer than the one that came before it. Leave the inhales about the same every time. When you're ready, restack the spine. Just find an easy seat, right? Easy cross, or I like to stack my heels and ankles. Right, little tuck of the chin to the chest, long spine. Right, I think it's important to make space between our practice and the rest of our day. Right, it has an energetic impact. It has a mental, emotional, physical impact. It's important to acknowledge it so we understand why we keep coming back. And also how it benefits us as we walk into the world. Right? So just get still. Right? If you prefer not to be seated, maybe come down to the back body, but draw your awareness to the tips of the nostrils and just follow the breath in and up towards the bridge of the nose. And down and out again here. Be both the one in the experience and the one watching the experience unfold. And notice if as you're breathing, awareness starts to draw the breath past the bridge up into the midbrain. Right? Now not just the physical path, but the energetic path as well. Right? Breath travels from the tips of the nostrils up into the center of the mind. And down and out again. Next time you follow the breath up and into the center of the mind, stay there. Release the watching of the breath. But don't release the watching of yourself. Right? Be both in the experience and watch it unfold. Awareness settles in the center of the mind. Whole body paused and listening. And that awareness drops down and past the throat, past the heart, past the solar plexus and the navel, and settles down where you're connected with the earth. Sense deep knowing of always being grounded and anchored, no matter what else is going on in the world. And then awareness spreads out. Notice the whole body. Notice the body noticing the breath. Notice the mind. And notice whatever you've cultivated in your practice this morning and how it might follow you through your day into the world. I encourage you to stay seated if you'd like. You can come down to laying, maybe Shavasana might feel nice. But try not to hurry, right? Keep a sense of awareness for what you've moved through your body and gathered up this morning, and let it follow you through your day into the world. With deepest gratitude, always.